There was a young Adventist girl in Armenia who loved the Lord and did her best to serve Him in any possible way. She used to help an Adventist influence center teaching English, used to go to summer camps as a group leader, and was working at Ara Armenia. However, her dad became an obstacle for her from time to time. Although her dad believed in God, he could not accept the Adventist church, where the principles were different than in their national church. However, the family was peaceful and loving, and he continued his fight against his Adventist wife and daughter silently until one day the cup of patience filled. This was the day he learned his daughter became a vegetarian. His daughter became a vegetarian! This was way too wild for him. He used to love cooking. He used to be the best cook whom even others called to enrich their celebrations with yummy Armenian barbecue. And her beloved daughter dared to refuse eating yummy food he used to make. That was such an offense that he forbade her wife and daughter to attend the Adventist church. However, the condition was the Sabbath worship will be held at home, and he will lead the service himself. As a real Armenian man, he kept his promise, and the family gathered every Sabbath at their home, sang, worshiped, prayed, and studied the Bible. Long story short, this led him to become an Adventist himself. After 3 years of testimonies and debates, this would already be a happy ending, but God had even better plans. Today he is the head of family department at his local church. He is an elder. It's worth mentioning that he was a businessman in his past 20 years, running a store from which he right away removed tobacco and alcohol. This was the best time when he got a special calling from God, when God showed him in a vision that he should do a medical missionary work. He was confused at first as he had no idea of Adventist health system and the work Adventists do in the sphere, but with much prayer and communication with God, he now got to know his task. Now he was called to produce healthy food products and share the health message among the Adventists and non-Adventists. From where to start, what to do, and how to do it correctly, he chose to ask God, do his best, and let God do the rest. With his modest opportunities, he went to Ukraine with his wife, visiting a few food production sites and health centers to learn more and get trained, and launch the production of tofu in Armenia. And God was with him. And today he is the first and the only tofu producer in Armenia, not just among Adventists but generally in the country. This became a perfect reason for him and his family to appear on TV, on First National TV channel of Armenia, which recorded a documentary movie on producing tofu, USAID, who wanted to sponsor the small project as a startup, and finally, UNWFP. All these organizations were impressed not only of an Armenian man making a tofu barbecue instead of a meat barbecue, but also the health message that this family followed and shared. Finally, the message went to the Ministry of Healthcare of Armenia. Besides tofu, he also started producing healthy bread, opening a small bakery in the village. The story continues. God continues blessing, and he continues dreaming of a healthy guest house in the village, the construction of which he already started with the modest revenue of the tofu business. On his spiritual journey, Armen finds a special joy in serving his own village people, sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. Having officially 8 baptized church members, during special events and celebrations, the church in the village hosts more than 40 people of different generations. Those special events and celebrations take place in rented buildings. With many efforts of the church and the grace of God, it was possible to obtain a land, and Armen is ready to lead the construction of the building. And may God be glorified. This is his story.